यस्यात्म भूतस्य गुरु प्रसादात् अहम विगुप्तोऽस्मि शरीरबन्धात् सर्वोपदेष्टु पुरुषोत्तमस्य तस्यान्ग्रे पद्मं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यं प्रह्लादनारद पराशर पुंडरीक व्यासाम्बृश सौनक भीष्मदल्भ्यान् रुक्मांग उद्धव विभीषण फल्गुनादीन् पुण्यानिमं परम भागवतं नमामि। जन्मादि अस्य यतो अन्वयादितर सच्चा अभिज्ञास्वराट् तेने ब्रह्म हृदय आदि हवये मुह्यन्ति यत् सूरयः तेजो वारिमृतां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्सकोऽहं सत्यं परं धीमहि। धर्म प्रोचित कैतवो अत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनम्। श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृत्यं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्या हृदि अवरुध्यते अत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिः तत्क्षणात्। निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं सुखमुखादमृतं ध्रुवसंयुक्तं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः। नारायण नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्। वासुदेवे भगवती भक्तियोग प्रयोजितः जनयति आसु वैराग्यं ज्ञानं च यत् अहैतुकम्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतः सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नाम संकीर्तनं यस्य सर्वपापप्रणाशनं प्रणामो दुःखशमनं तं नमामि हरिं परम्। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्रीमद्भागवतम की जय। ध्येयं सदा परिभवग्नमभीष्टदोहम् तीर्थास्पदं शिवविरंशिनुतं शरण्यम्। भृत्यार्तिहं प्रणतपालभवाप्तिपोतम् वन्दे महापुरुषते शरणारविन्दम्। वन्दे महापुरुषते शरणारविन्दम्। Hare Krishna. If we have gathered here as a group, that means we all accepted that we have on and off some concerns and problems and worries in our life. So, because Bhagavatam is meant for those people who are quite disturbed, and trying to find some means and ways to work out so that they can be happy in their life. So that means only we are having problem. Only very limited people compared to the world. So at least we have to be thankful for others who are not here, but that means they are not disturbed, they are happy, they are doing wonderful. How do we learn this is that we see, or we are going to see today, the great Veda Vyasa himself was in a big concern or problem, not happy, and how he got a solution by simply compiling this great literature, Srimad Bhagavatam. So we all been rushing to this class, and then our heartbeats are going up, and then we come and sit. And when you think about a moment where just come and sit and just close your eyes and stay quiet for couple of minutes. And that couple of minutes of just staying quiet within yourself, inward, not outward, inward, you will find a tremendous change or feeling within yourself for next few minutes to move on very happily. So it is quite important that as we spend some running around and chasing around many things in our life, just take a few minutes, a moment, and just sit, relax. It's not necessary it has to be in Padmasana or any of those poses. If you can do, that's wonderful. If not, just relax on your couch, on sofa, or wherever you have at your home. Just close your eyes. Don't go to sleep. Close your eyes. Just try to focus on inside, within you. And open your eyes and you'll see some sort of real energy that we have gained. So it's quite important that we do this on a regular basis. And that when that practice increases, then we start cultivating more, focusing on our personal growth on a spiritual platform, than focusing on the external growth, the outward things. That's what we'll be seeing in Srimad Bhagavatam, where Vyasadeva, Shukadev Goswami is going to give some options to how to meditate. And he's going to give a couple of options as we go through the first few chapters of this first canto. What are the different options of meditation? And whoever is able to do certain options, whichever options works out for them, they can focus on that. Janma adi asyeto anvya idaratarcha abhijñā swarat tene brahma adi havaye muhyanti has surayah tejo vari mritam yata vinimayo yatra tisargo amrasa dhamna spena sada nirasakuham satyam param dhimahi. The very first sloka of Srimad Bhagavatam starts with this sloka, which is considered to be Gayatri Mantra. Gayatri Mantra, many of you must be chanting, many of you know, heard. This very first sloka itself a Gayatri Mantra. Because to chant Gayatri Mantra, meaning then there's required certain qualifications, some criteria, and who can chant, who cannot chant, and so forth. But then the Srimad Bhagavatam is not restricted to a certain nation, certain gender, certain caste, certain color, or for that matter, nothing. Right? Anyone can hear. Therefore, Srimad Bhagavatam is exactly the Vedanta Sutra, Brahma Sutra, which is Brahma Sutra, is also compiled and written by Vedavyas. Vedavyas is the one who's written Brahma Sutra. And in the Brahma Sutra, Janmadi Ase Yatha, there's sutras. Sutras means is formulas or a condensed version of a big thing. Right? That's called sutras. Vedanta Sutra, Brahma Sutra. This the same thing, both are same, different ways it's been called. Vedavyas has compiled this one specifically to establish the existence of God. Existence of God. One might be thinking that only now people are not believing in God. There are atheistic people. Some people are religious, some people are not. But believe it or not, the atheistic philosophy or people existed even during the time of Vedavyas. Even during that time, even during the time of Ramayana, the philosophies were there. For example, we can see from Ramayana where Bharata and his brothers and everyone came and then requesting Rama to return back to Ayodhya and become the king of Ayodhya. But he refused to do so, and one of the important guru, Dasharatha had many gurus, one of the guru was Jabali. So Jabali was talking to Rama, saying, why you don't want to come back to Ayodhya? And Rama said, because I want to keep up the promise of my father. I want to keep up the promise. Therefore, I have to follow the promise. I make a promise, I have to keep up the promise. And my father has made a promise to his wife, so he has to keep up his promise. Therefore, breaking promise is not good. Satyam. We have to keep up the satya, the truth. And then Jabali started telling that, what is the Satya? Why are you worried about it? Well, if you don't follow the Satya, you say something and you don't keep up the promise, then you get bad karma. Bad karma means repeated life, repeated birth and death, or you might go to hell and heaven, and all these different things are there. Therefore, one has to be careful in what they speak, what they do, what they think, and keeping up the promise and respecting the elders and so on and so forth. Many dharma sastras are there. Well, don't worry about all those things. Have you seen heaven and hell? Have you seen heaven and hell? Okay. Have you seen anyone who's taken rebirth and came back and told, I remember I was in St. Louis last lifetime. My bank account number is Bank of America's account number is such and such. We don't hear any of these things. So how do you believe the reincarnation? How do you believe karma? Why do you believe people die, come back after death, and karma, good karma? This is all just to create fear in the people, so they can live in an organized, some fearful way to some authority, which is doesn't need to worry about all these things. So don't worry about all these things, my dear Rama. I'll give you a solution. Just go back to Ayodhya, give up all these ideas and fear of Satyam and karma and reincarnation, everything, and then take a kingdom, become a king, and then enjoy life. As long as you enjoy life, live life king size. Right? Don't worry about all these different things. And when Jabali, the great, he's not an ordinary person, Jabali, he's a great rishi. When Jabali said this one, Rama became very, very upset, very angry. He showed his anger towards his father for the first time, saying, how even my father appointed you as one of the guru. This is not our faith, this is not what Sanatana Dharma is, this is not what it is, and how can you speak such thing? And he got very upset and angry against Jabali, and then Vasishta got interrupted. He interrupted this whole situation. Don't worry, Rama. Jabali is really he's believer of Sanatana Dharma. He knows everything is true. He just want to convince you in some way or the other, so that he loves you so much, so that you will get convinced and come back to Ayodhya. That's all his program. That's why he changed, and Rama became more angry on Vasishta now. Whenever and however you want to speak, you want to change. That's not the way it should be. That's not the way it should be. Truth should be spoken. Cannot be changed based on our convenience. That's not how the truth is. Satyam. Satyam param dhimahi. Dhimahi, this word dhimahi, when you hear this sound, dhimahi, it's the same dhimahi that we also use in Gayatri mantra. Dhimahi will be there. Janmadhyasya yatha. Janmadhyasya yatha means this particular sloka says where the establishment of Srimad Bhagavatam is to give a proof that God exists and how we can understand God exists and whether God is within his form or formless these are the topics of Srimad Bhagavatam. So for us to understand the truth, for us to understand any subject matter, there are certain ways that we can understand for anything that we can understand through certain means and ways. For example, we can understand that I go with my standard thing. This bottle exists. This bottle exists. This flask, this bottle exists. How do I say this bottle exists? I say this bottle exists because I am able to see. And even if I'm not able to see, I'm a blind person, then I do like this. What I do now? Touch, right? So I touch and then I feel, it's like a cylinder and it goes narrow to the top and it has something in the top, knob. So this is a bottle. This is a bottle. So I derive knowledge through this process called sense. Through the sense perception, I derive some knowledge. Pratyaksha pramanam. The very first way of understanding anything is called pratyaksha pramana. Aksha. Pratyaksha means by using your senses, you understand a subject. And you believe what you see. And you trust in what you see or hear or you touch or you feel by these five senses. Seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, smelling. By these five senses, you come to you for sure you know that this is what that is. Right? Therefore, if you don't see this one, then you don't believe that exists. When you don't see it, you don't believe that exists. Therefore, we go on we try to understand something, a subject, or cultivate a knowledge by trying with this five senses. Five senses. How good will that be? Trying to understand God through five senses. Right? God is beyond our senses, beyond our visibility, beyond our reach, beyond through any of the senses we cannot really understand, because not that we cannot understand, we'll see how that we can, using this thing we can still understand, but then these things are limited. Because for me, I can see people are sitting here and you can see me and you can see the screen within this area, certain area. Can we see beyond this wall what's happening on the other building? We cannot see. Well, there is no wall. Everything is wide open. How far can I see? Can you see 1 mile, 2 mile? No. No, you cannot see. But can certain living entities have the ability of seeing far than what a human can see? Yes? Okay. Can I see in the night time? If you don't have a light, nothing. There's no don't have a light or flash or any of, you can't see in the night. Right? You can't see in the night. Can certain birds can see in the night time? Owl can see in the night, for example? Okay. So for us, I can sense certain things that, if there's a kitchen, someone is cooking over there, right? I can say, looks like today someone is making whatever it is, right? Something. But then there are animals which can smell miles away. And they can sense even not only the actual smell, they can even sense certain things that is beyond the capacity of human. They can think. That's why, when there's a natural calamities happens, who's the first one to know what's coming is not human. Don't tell that, we have a scientific, satellites and everything. We need all these external equipments to get, understand, okay, there is something is going to happen in this area of the Earth planet. But animal does not be depending on the satellites. They've been provided with the extra special senses where they can sense, within, let's say, vacate this place and run away from here. They start running, they start screaming, all these different things happen because they have this thing. Therefore, we can understand through our senses. To understand God is going to be quite a challenge or limitation within ourselves. Even if our faculties works very nicely, everything is functioning very nicely, still, how can we understand which is unlimited with our limited resources? Therefore, Pratyaksha Pramana is not going to be a approved or a better way that we can understand God. Well, therefore, the second option that it's been told is that why can't we understand something which our previous experience? We have some previous experience. Therefore, for example, going back to the Pratyaksha Pramana, a blind man who cannot see this one is doing like this and like this and like this. Water bottle. Okay, it has water. How do you know that? You're blind from birth. It's not accidentally became a prime birth is blind, but how do you know this is a bottle? You're a blind man. How do you know when you take a food out of it, how it exactly goes inside your mouth, right here, not here? Why? How is that? You're blind, right? So, for example, if you have computers, I see sometimes people use a couple of fingers, this finger and this finger and this finger. They just try to type in everything within 2 fingers. They know where is yes and where is A and everything. And some people use 2 fingers and they don't even see at the keyboard, and then they can just do it. How can you do that? Did it come from birth? If I'm typing something without seeing, I'm talking to you like this, as steno or whoever the person's type, they can do this like this, typing all this thing. How is it possible? From birth you know this? You practice, and practice. Is it not the same thing when you play a violin or a keyboard, a piano, or any instrument for that matter? Right? Initially, you have to make sure I press this key over this, or I make a drum sound. No, play this one wire first and the next one. It's all practice. Therefore, the blind man has a practice, surprisingly, not in that lifetime. He already has this vasanas carried from the previous life. Otherwise, how is a born baby, a new born baby, know where the milk comes from? Did the baby go through any practices? Did anyone give any training to it? A calf which is just born runs to his mother, cow, and it exactly knows where the cow milk comes from. Never went to school. No one gave a training to the calf. How it knows? The vasanas from the previous lives carries on. But now, the problem is, these vasanas, these things, when we are trying to understand God, is not going to be helpful, because there are chances where I might be making mistakes by inference. The second program is, second method of understanding God is called inference. Anumanam. I'm making a guess. Right? So Siri is sitting here. So I see Siri sitting here. Then I make a guess. If she is sitting here, then she's a person. That means she must be having a father and mother. Is that a correct judgment or not? Yes or not? Correct? You are here. That means you should be having father and mother. Yes? Yes. Very good. Like that we make certain things. So if some sound happens outside, and that sound, so zzz, some sound is coming. I feel that there's a car moving on, or that I'm not seeing actually, but then by my previous experience that I gathered, I can connect things together and saying that sound is related to a vehicle moving, right? The car is moving. From this sound, I can understand this is whatever the car is. It's a BMW, Tesla, whatever, And then I go out and see is a totally different one. There are always possibilities that the inference will work, and there are always possibilities that it may be wrong. It may be wrong. Maybe wrong. How many times we might have ourselves made mistake of, say you're going on a July 4th weekend, and you all gather in a St. Louis Arch, and there's a fireworks going on, everything is going on, you all gone, you as a family and friends, you're all going to there, and you park your car, and in the crowd you lose somehow or other people are gone, your friend, you're gone, and then in the distance you're seeing that blue colored jean and a Reebok t-shirt with a Reebok cap, and the person is walking, and you, hey, Sam, I'm here, and you go and he pat his back, tuck, and he turns back, he's Mark. He's not Sam, he's Mark. I'm sorry, sir. I thought you exactly look my friend, my brother. I'm sorry. I thought it's Sam, it's Mark. All right. Take care, buddy. He walks on. All right. How many times we make guesswork and commit mistakes? Anumana pramanam. Anuman pramanam is another way of understanding God, but we make guess. By guess and with these things, it's not going to be possible to understand God. It's not possible to understand God. Therefore, Vedavyas gives Srimad Bhagavatam Shabda Pramanam. Shabda means through the sound vibration. Sound vibration means that which comes down in a hierarchy, in a disciplic succession. Right? That which is being carried on from one to another, another, and it comes down. And then when such things are coming down to us, and that message, when it comes to a proper disciplic succession, and when it comes from the proper authority, then we can take it for granted, and we can have a complete faith that this message is coming from this person, therefore I can trust this literature. Shabda Pramanam. Now, for example, why I have to trust Vedavyas? Because Vedavyas is not opened at Amazon or any of such things to sell its product. Right? He's not doing any of those things. Srimad Bhagavatam is open for anyone and everyone. Anyone can learn. And the benefit of Srimad Bhagavatam is told within this Srimad Bhagavatam as we are going to go through. And the sages are going to ask some questions. 6 questions they are going to ask. And Parikshit Maharaj, the king who is going to die in 7 days that we are going to see, and he is going to ask few questions. All these questions, sometimes people gather together, when you gather together, and there are 2 types of people, few types of people, they ask question. And if they have a question, they will not ask the question directly, and they will indirectly ask the question. Right? And actually that they need an answer for them, not for others. They will ask that question as if someone is something like that. And there could be someone is asking a direct question. And there could be someone is asking a question specifically, that question is beneficial for everyone. So therefore the question that should be asked should benefit others. Right? Benefit others. And we are going to see that how these questions that have been asked by the sages of Naimisharanya is very beneficial for humanity. Not only for 2019, it could be for 3019 or 4019 or years to come. And Srimad Bhagavatam is not going to change its program. Right? Therefore, for example, we sometimes the business comes into the existence. The business says that this is good for you, and you just have to take this one. My product is very good. Take this, and it's very nice. And you start eating, then you come to know this is. You don't need to worry about cooking and all those things, because don't save your time. And then we pack everything and give it to you. It's just eat it. As everything is packed, the protein and all those things are packed into this packet, and you can just eat it and go. And then this is what people are believing. Down the line, then we started understanding that packed food are not very good. The frozen foods are not very good. Fresh foods are very good. Right? So they changed the program now. Organic vegetables, organic milk, everything is organic. Organic means it's natural. You should not be paying anything extra. But what's happening now? And whatever you are adding to the organic, right, chemicals and all those things should be expensive, because you're adding to the original thing. That means that should be expensive. But then you go to Costco or you go to any of these shops, you buy a milk, those milk, $250. A gallon milk, $250. And you search for organic milk, which should be right from the cow, and you just have to drink it, and that is $6, $7, $8. When you add extra to the ingredient, that should be expensive. Or when you don't add anything to it, that should be expensive. It's just quite confusing. It's quite confusing, And we are trusting that, and we are going with it. We are not even stopping and thinking, what is the world doing for us? What the business market is doing for us? Are we fools? We are all made into this, consumers. We are all consuming all those things. And business is working well. Janmadi asya yatha. The very first sloka of Srimad Bhagavatam, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, this first sloka itself defeats everything else and establishes a simple or a very important truth. There are 18 Puranas. Out of 18 Puranas, Bhagavata Purana is considered to be the Amalam Purana. It doesn't have any fault in it. It is pure by itself. And the message that is given in that is what we simply have to know. We don't need to worry about breaking our head to understand what is truth of this creation, what is the truth of this world, what am I supposed to do, who is God? God exists. Does he have a form? He doesn't have a form. Who is that God, if at all God exists? Everything has been condensed into this one particular sloka itself. This one sloka establishes everything else. And then whatever coming after this is just an expansion of additional details to support this particular sloka. Janmadi asya yatha. Janmadi, the cause of creation, the existence, the destruction, everything is coming from one source. That's what this says. It's all coming from one source. Who is that one source? Vasudeva. Vasudev. Anyone know who Vasudev is? Who is Vasudev? Yagya. Who is Vasudev?
Krishna.
Krishna is another name is? Krishna's another name is Vasudev. Why he got the name Vasudev? Why he has the name Vasudev, children? Yeah. Because? What is it? Krishna's father is? Vasudev. Vasudev's son is? Vasudev. Vasudev. So it's quite interesting the way that we see this sloka. Now we are telling cause of all causes. He is the cause of all causes, and he is the one who is maintaining everything, and he is the cause of all the destruction. And the same sloka is telling he is Vasudev. It's actually a contradicting statement, if you see. A cause of all causes, Supreme Paramatma. From him everything comes. From him everything has been maintained. From him, from within to him, with everything goes back in return. That means how great he must be. That is God. How great he must be. Sarva Karana Karanam. How great he must be. And then immediately the sloka says, what great? He is our Vasudev's son. Our Vasudev's son. Vasudev's son. For example, you go and talk to someone, and then you tell, this person, I just had a dinner with him. Who is that? Oh, he's a CEO of this, whatever thing you can think of a company. He's CEO of this multinational company. He doesn't have any time at all. I sat with him, I spoke to him, and he's such a nice person. And you're telling all this thing to this person, this gentleman, and the gentleman said, oh, that guy, he's my friend's son. He's my friend's son. He fought with my son. We used to live as neighbors. He always fights with my son, pulls my son and fights with my son, and he's been given some special treatments also. I know that guy. What? This guy is hiking up him so much, and another one says, he's my neighbor. What's the big thing about? Vyasadeva is telling, Vasudeva, that great cause of all causes, is our bacha. This Vasudev's son, Vasudeva. Janmadhyasya yatha. In Brahma Sutra, Vedanta Sutra, there are different sutras are there. This is one sutra. This is one formula. One statement says, Janmadhyasya yatha. That means what? The cause of all causes. And when Srimad Bhagavatam starts, is connecting to the previous scripture that he wrote. That is Vedanta Sutra. And is telling that Vedanta Sutra, if you read Vedanta Sutra, you might be lost. You will not be understanding what the sutra says. Therefore, for you to understand that one particular sutra, what is that? Janmadhyasya yata. That one sutra, if you want to understand that one line, I am giving an explanation of how to understand that one line in 18,000 slokas. 18,000 slokas is going to explain what that one line is. Then you should understand how great that Brahma Sutra is. How it's difficult to understand. Therefore, Vedavyas says, I'll make it easy for you to understand by reading my literature, this literature, Srimad Bhagavatham. Abhijnat Swarat. Abhijnat Swarat. Who's that God from whom everything comes, to whom everything goes back? Within the time frame of creation and destruction, there's a gap in between. Who maintains during this period of time? That particular supreme Brahman, God, is Swarat. Now this term has been using as Abhijnat Swarat. Abhijnat Swarat means, Abhijnat Swarat, one who is a knower of everything and who is completely independent. Completely independent. Completely independent. What does it mean to be independent? How many of us are independent? We are all working towards, say, we want to have an independent. America got an independent. India got an independent. All different countries, they all got independence, right? They all independent. So, what does it mean to say we are independent? Who wants to say? What does independent mean? Yeah. Either one of you. Be by yourself. Be by yourself, right? Be by yourself. What does that mean? Be by yourself.
Be alone.
Be alone. Okay. Be alone. All right. Any other points? What is independent? Simple. What is dependent? What does dependent means?
You depend on somebody to do something for you.
You're completely under the jurisdiction or under the preview of someone overlooking on you. Therefore, you're dependent on that. Right? Independent means, I don't care. I don't care. No one is looking out. I can do what I want to do. There's nothing that I need to be depending on. I have a complete freedom to execute what I want to do. And that complete freedom is only one person has. And Vasudeva. Only God has that complete freedom. We are all completely, we might be telling that I am independent now. But really we are all, one way or the other, we are all dependent on something or someone. Right? Even an independent person has responsibility of to answer to the government. You can be alone, right? Sri Hari, you can be alone. But still you have to pay taxes. You have to pay taxes. Right? So there are many things that we are completely dependent on someone or the other. Swarat means God is completely independent. There is no one to question him. No one to question him. And that who is no one to question him is being questioned by his mother. Open your mouth. And he has to open. Can you believe? Someone is telling, open your mouth. Swarat, God is independent. Now someone is saying, hey, open your mouth. And he opens your mouth. When I open, it doesn't look nice. When Krishna opens, it's beautiful. So don't look here. You will see not nice things. So Krishna opens his mouth. He's bound to his mother. Swarat, independent person. Now he has to go to school. Who is Krishna's guru? Who knows? Children? Here? I just forgot. What is it? Sandipani Muni. He is independent. But then he is going to school, depending on someone to teach him. Swarat. He is independent. Now he is telling, I am hungry, I need milk. What type of contradicting thing is this going on? For our thing, we understand God means totally different. idea. But then the very first sloka depicts that very supreme God who is above everything becomes Saulabhya. Saulabhya is simple. Simple. He becomes more accessible for all of us by he appearing as son of Nanda Maharaj, Vasudev, Devaki, Yashoda, so that we can see his simplicity. That's exactly what his qualities are. His quality is to show how simple he is. If he is in Vaikuntha, if he is in the spiritual world, and we tell you God is simple, God is simple. In which way you are telling he is simple? Have you seen? No. Therefore he comes down as Vasudeva Putra. Suno. Vasudevam Sutam Devam. Who is your children? Please tell. Vasudevam Sutam Devam. Vasudeva Sutam Devam, Kamsa Chanura Mardhanam, Devaki Paramanandam, Krishnam Vande Jagatkurum. That great God is Vasudeva's son, who gave a lot of pleasure to his mother Devaki. See? So this is just quite interesting to know about God. That is exactly what's been told here. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Havaye Mukhyantiyaha Surayaha. Tene Brahma. So we've been thinking that, what, excuse me, I've been reading religious classes in my college, in my university. I read Christianity, I read Islamic, I read Hindu religion. I read that in Hindu religion, I hear that creation, destruction, maintenance mean there are three gods. Three gods. Who are they? Brahma, Vishnu, Ishwar, Maheshwar, Shivji. Right? There are three murtis. Three murtis are there. Three murtis are there. What about that? Is God one or God three? Or God many? Huh? God is one. There is not many gods. Simply, again, this one sloka itself reveals everything to us. God is only one. There is not many. And now the question is, who is that God? We are not going to wait for 10th canto to say who is that God is. Everything is revealed here. Who is that one God? Vasudevam. Vasudeva, Krishna. And finished. We got an answer for everything. Now the next thing is that God, only one question is remaining to be answered. Does God is with form or without form? He can be both. You cannot say this or that. But what has ultimately been his original position? He can be form or he cannot be form. But then how he should be worshipped as is Vasudeva Putram. Vasudeva. With form. We saw this also in Bhagavad Gita, 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where Arjuna is asking, what's the best way of worshipping? Is an impersonal way of worshipping is best or personal way of worshipping is best? Krishna says both is good, but the best way of doing worshipping Brahman is with form. And we'll see why also later. Why? This Krishna, Tene Brahma Hridaye Adi Kavaye Brahma Hridaye. Brahma Hridaye means this Krishna imparted the knowledge into the heart of Brahma. Into the heart of Brahma. He is the one who imparted the knowledge, the whole Vedic system, into the heart of Brahma. Into the heart of Brahma. And then the secondary creation started. The first creation by the Supreme Lord, and the second creation is by Brahma took over and he takes responsibility and he started creating it. Mukhyanti yat Surayaha. Mukhyanti yat Surayaha means 18,000 slokas. Then you must be thinking, is this the speed that we are going to do 18,000 slokas? So if you all are thinking like that, do not guarantee this is not the style that we'll be doing Srimad Bhagavatam. But there are certain slokas, quite very important, and we have to focus on those slokas. And rest all is going to be stories. We'll go in story format. But whenever little chance we get, we have to speak philosophies also. And Mukhyanti yat Suraya. Mukhyanti Suryaha means even the great rishis, munis, and Suryaha means devatas, even they are completely bewildered and confused to understand who that Brahman is, who this God is. Even they are confused. Even they cannot understand. They cannot understand. Tejo vari mritam yata vinimayo yatra tisargo amrisa dhamna svena sada nirastakoham satyam param dhimahi. Satyam param dhimahi. So, Thene Brahma Hridaya, Tejo vari mritam vinimayo yatra tisargo, and manifestation and unmanifestation that happens, it's all within Krishna. It manifest and unmanifest. Dhamna svena nirasta saraham satyam param dhimahi. I meditate, Vyasadeva says, I meditate on that Supreme Lord, Vasudeva. Satyam param dhimahi. Okay? So, that's the first sloka. Now the second sloka is Dharma prochita kaitavo atra paramo nirmasaranam satam vedyam vasam atra vastu sivadam tapatrayon moolanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite Kimva Parerishwarah Sadyo Hridi Avarudyate Atra Kritibihi Sushusabi Tatshanat. He says that how do we get that? You have to bring the Supreme Lord in your heart. Radahe. Because who gave the knowledge to Brahma? Krishna imparted that knowledge, the supreme knowledge, the Vedic wisdom into the heart of Brahma. So how are we going to get that particular knowledge? How are we going to sadhyo? It is only by the process of properly and attentively hearing. There's no other means. We have to hear. Right? Hearing is a very important thing. Not everyone can accept and come forward to hear the subject matter. And we are all fortunate that we are ready to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Right? We cannot, and as we hear, and that get directly into our heart. Dharma prochita kaitavo atra paramo nirmasaranam. Because this Srimad Bhagavatam, Dharma prochita kaitavo, there are many Vedas have told many things for our progress. And what Srimad Bhagavatam says, what Veda Vyasa says, that just reject everything and accept the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is supreme message, which will help one to achieve the ultimate goal in one's life. Because the human life is meant for achieving God. Human life is meant for, we all must be thinking human life should be, everyone of us have some goals in our life. Short-term goals, long-term, 5-year plan, 10-year plan, 65 years old plan, whatever it may be. But then one should understand that life is meant to have a permanent goal, not a temporary goal in our life. The permanent goal for all of us is to somehow or the other strive to go back to God. Go back to God. So that we don't need to come back again, do all these nasty things, repeat all these things. It's quite difficult to repeat all those things. An intelligent person will not do this one. The very smart person will think about, let me find a solution, a permanent solution in my life, so I don't need to work towards all these different things. Right? So animal cannot do this. Animal is not going to tell, let me come to the class, Srimad Bhagavatam class, and sit and hear. Because they don't have that intelligence. The intelligence is given to human, only to human. I'm talking about the higher intelligence, where human can discriminate things. But animals and other lower species, they don't have that capacity to discriminate things. And just, for example, Mahati, I'm just taking you to a place and I'm giving you a snake to you. Right? And the snake is going to think, oh, this is Mahati. She is just 5 years old. I should just give a kiss to her on her cheek. And then go back. The snake is going to think like that. Does it know you're 5 year or 6 year or 10 years? For babies, I should be very kind. And for the mean people, I have to go and bite. Does it know any of those things? What is going to do? There's no discrimination, right, for animals. But human has this God-given ability that we can discriminate things. With this discrimination ability, special skill that has been given to us, we have to discriminate what is right, what is bad, what is good, what is not good, what I'm supposed to do, what I'm not supposed to do. What is that which is Shreyas? Means Prayas and Shreyas. Prayas and Shreyas, these two terms are there. Shreyas means that which benefits me in the long term is called Shreya. Prayas means that which benefits me now. I'm satisfied now. It doesn't matter. Therefore people think, hey, I'm going to live just short life. I don't know when I'm going to die. Let's enjoy life. People think like that. Okay? When they later come to know I'm living for 80 years, problem comes. That time, they think, right? Usually when the young blood, we energetic body, we do not worry about, old age. Now we enjoy. Therefore, when we tell the children, Yagya and Rukmini and Mahati, we tell them, don't eat too much sugar, don't eat too much of ice creams, don't take all this thing, and it is not their problem. We also did the same thing, right? And then now we are thinking, someone is coming and telling, take jamun, and we become yogi that time. At that time we are yogi. Last year until the doctor said, hey guys, just watch out. One jamun goes inside, you will go. That goes inside, and from inside you will go outside. That time we will start thinking that does it have sugar, does it have fat in it, and we start reading all the ingredients. Then we reduce our rice eating and start taking quinoa. And then samosa will become now baked samosa, not fried samosa. We still want to eat. Eating is not going to stop. What are different means and ways that we can still continue eating? That eating habit never stops for us. But how can I eat better? Now paneer is having a lot of things. Now what's the alternate? Hey, add tofu. Looks like paneer. No problem. So we all wonderful things there. So this is what we do. Therefore, we should understand that what we are supposed to do in our life, it may be difficult for us to accept the instruction that we hear from Srimad Bhagavatam. Because the message that Srimad Shukadev is going to speak is going to be quite heavy. It's going to be quite serious. It's going to pick on people. And we'll get exactly fit into what he's trying to say. Oh, he's talking about me. So we should be ready to take such things. When we go to the doctor and the doctor says, sir, that's it. You want to continue living? Stop doing these things. Do some exercise on a regular basis. Eat these things. Take this medicine. And we'll tell, we'll see. We'll do this when doctor says this one. Huh? We won't say it, right? And we immediately become fearful. Not only we become fearful, we create fear within our family also. Wife is in tension now. She has to make 2 types of varieties of food. One with salt and one without salt. One fried, one not fried. All sort of thing is a big headache for the if at all wife cooks. And that's a different topic. Let's not get into that topic now. So again, problem. Now this person immediately takes up the instruction of the doctor because he knows if he doesn't follow the instruction of doctor, next day he'll be hanging on a picture. On a photo. Next time he won't be there. The photo will be there. Therefore he is very careful. When Vyasadeva says, these old people have no problem, doesn't understand. When Vyasadeva says, please be serious in your life. Please be serious in your life. Life can end any time. It'll be too late at that point of time to think back that you could have lived better. It's very, very late. So take the instruction of Srimad Bhagavatam seriously. What Veda Vyasa is going to say, Shukadev Goswami is going to say, Sutta Goswami is going to say, and apply in our life and become serious in our life. That's why we said initially when we started Srimad Bhagavatam, this subject matter is for those people who are serious in their life. Right? Not for those who, take it for granted. Dharma prochita kaitavo. Therefore, this message is going to reject everything else and establish the highest principle. And that highest principle is cultivating and developing bhakti, love towards Krishna. There's no other easier way to understand God. People must be working hard to understand God. I want to become a self-realized person. So people try to do different ways to understand God. But Vyasadeva and Shukadev Goswami are going to say, it's very easy to understand God. No, it is not easy. Because I know when I sit and try to meditate or I try to do something, puja, it's very difficult. And again, the same message. The message is God realization becomes very easy. And it's not a marketing selling point. It's a truth. Where Veda Vyasa is saying that it's very easy. One can realize God simply by hearing, reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Attentively, with complete faith, and applying what we heard in our life. Then yes, it will get revealed within our heart. So Srimad Bhagavatam is such a very simple thing for us to understand. That which Vastavam Vastu, it removes all the illusions that we have. It is much more greater than Karma Kanda, Karma Jnana, Karma Yoga, Jnana, and all those things is also established in Srimad Bhagavatam. But this hearing process, Bhakti, is what is established in Srimad Bhagavatam. Tapatrayon Moolanam means that we are all, it will relieve us from the three major miseries in our life. Tapatrayam means there are three problems that we have in our life. What are the three things? The problems that caused by one's own mind and body. Problems caused by one's own body or mind. Say, for example, someone I go to gym every single day and do workout for an hour. I do jogging, running, and keep myself fit. My eating habit is very careful and selective. I'm very careful. Therefore, I'm fit. My body is very good. Body is very good. How are you doing with your mind? Body may be strong, but that mind is free of problems, tension. Therefore, the first thing is Tapatrayam, Trayam means three, Tapatrayam. The three miseries are the first miseries that could caused by one's own body or one's own mind. And the second problem could be caused by not by my body. I'm doing yoga. Now I'm doing yoga. I'm controlling my mind. My body is in fit. Mind is also under control. Very good. What about people around you? The problems caused by other living entities. Alright? You may be good, but not everyone. But you might tell, no, I have people around me, my family members, my relatives, my friends, my employer, my employees, everyone is fantastic, everyone is doing good. They're all good people. Okay, they are all good people. But what about a simple mosquito? Mosquito can cause a dangerous disease. Right? People can die. Therefore, I am living in a eco village. this green village or natural things, that everything is clean and nice. There is no bacteria, virus, disease problem. Everything is kept clean. Everything is nice. Very good, very good, very good. Everything is nice. Third problem comes. What's the third one?
Old age.
Yeah, that's all. But the other thing is that which is, you never know what's going to happen. There could be what is that? Natural calamities. Your wonderful natural farm that you have, 100 acre, and you have a nice farmhouse and everything is nice and natural. You're taking organic things and vegetables. Everything is fine. Earthquake comes. Tornado comes. Flood. Do we have any control of any of these things? If California is under fire, the best thing they're trying to do is what? Vacate. Houston or Dallas, a big thing happens. We know, flood. When flood happens, everyone is on the road. Everyone is on the road. Bumper to bumper, nothing moving. Everyone is vacating the city and going. That's what we can do. Maximum is run away from the situation. Adhyatmika, Adibhautika, Adi-Daivika. These are the three things. Srimad Bhagavatam, Tapatrayon Molanam. By hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, by understanding Srimad Bhagavatam, one becomes fearless of any of these three things. Do not think these things will... After Srimad Bhagavatam, I don't need to take insurance. Home insurance, life insurance, and I save some money back, anyway, that's a lot of insurance goes, right? So I can save some money. Right? Now, for that reason, let me come and hear Srimad Bhagavatam, save some money for retirement program. Things will continue, all this will continue to happen. We are going to grow old. We are going to get disease. We will die. Natural calamities will be there. People around us will continue torturing us some way or the other. And our mind will be playing games with us. One time friendly, one time bad, and etc. All these things will continue to happen. But by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, what happens is we'll get spiritual strength. We'll get spiritual strength. And we know what is reality of life. And we won't get disturbed by things happening around us. That is the beauty of Srimad Bhagavatam. And why? Because Srimad Bhagavatam is not simply a literature, it is Krishna himself. That's an important point we should understand. Krishna himself, there's no difference between Srimad Bhagavatam, there's no difference between the Srimad Bhagavatam and Krishna. Therefore, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam is nothing but hearing about Krishna, and worshipping Srimad Bhagavatam is worshipping Krishna. And when you're having Srimad Bhagavatam, you're having Krishna. When you think about Srimad Bhagavatam, you're thinking about Krishna. When you become Krishnized, nothing is going to bother us. Nothing is going to trouble us. That's the point. Tapatrayon Molanam. Mahamuni Krite. Mahamuni Krite means this Srimad Bhagavatam is a work of the great Rishi, great Muni Vyasadeva. Mahamuni Krite. Krite means an work, an effort by a great Rishi, Mahamuni Krite, for the benefit of humanity. For the benefit of humanity. That's all it is. There is no any self-agenda or motive for Veda Vyas to write Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam. It's not. Say, for example, you're working in a company. We have ITs people work sitting here, or anyone for that matter. Say you're developing a program, a software, an app, right? That's you're developing an app, a very complex app that can go into iOS or iPhone or Android or whatever it may be. You're writing a code. And then you found another job and quitting this job and going to another job. Move. Now the company has to run the business. That app is there. Right? They have to figure out how to maintain this application. So what would have been better for the company to continue supporting this app? What would have been a better option? Huh? Pay him high and give promotion and retain him, right? No.
Hire someone better.
Huh?
Hire someone else.
Someone else. What else you can think of? A new fresh person is coming. He's gone. He's gone now. A new fresh person is coming into the job to replace him. And now he is to support this product. To give also training, someone has to be there who knows the subject to give training. Hand. Documentation. That is why companies, everywhere you go, documentation is very important. Have you documented? Always they ask, have you documented what, you come into some issues or something, have you documented this? Why you want it? I'm here, right? Tomorrow the same problem comes, I'm going to tell what the problem, root cause of this problem, I can take care of this one. Well, tomorrow if I send you home, I want someone else to take care of this problem. So please document it. Out of difficulty, many people does not do this. Right? But think about Vedavyas, he documented. Why he had to document 18,000 slokas? Why? What the way? You could think, let me relax. Why should I waste my time writing this, all those things? I am going to be here. Vedavyas still exists. I can come and speak to people whenever needed. He could have done these things. But then he took time off to document this message so that in Kali Yuga people can read Srimad Bhagavatam. Just think how great Vedavyas is. Mahamuni Krite. Mahamuni Krite. Mahamuni. That's why he's called Mahamuni. Mahamuni Krite. Kim va pareir. Kim va pareir. So he has taken a time to write this Srimad Bhagavatam. And what is the necessity for us to go and look for another literature? That's Kim va pareir. Kim va pareir. Kim means what? Why? Why do you even break your head to understand God and try to search God in different ways? This is what Mahamuni is given to you. And why don't you simply accept the great literature has been given to understand and become God realized? Ishvaraha, Sadyo Hridi Avarudhyate. By reading Srimad Bhagavatam, which is given by Vedavyas, Hridi Avarudhyate, Sadyo Hridi Avarudhyate. The God becomes established within one's heart. One's heart. What is one's heart? Kritibihi Sushrusabihi Tat Kshanat. He becomes established in our heart when we attentively hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam. Nihama kalpataror galitam phalam sukamukadamritam driva samyuktam bibata bhagavatam rasamalayam muraho rasika bhuvi bhavukaha. Nihama kalpataror galitam phalam. So we took an example of, I think here we took an example of a mango tree. Did we take an example? Mango tree. Okay. Let's stick on to the mango tree example again. So you see you're walking on a big farm. Right? Children, you're all listening? Everyone? You're walking on a big farm. And then you see a bunch of mango trees. And where does your eye goes when you see a mango farm?
To the mango.
To the mango. Correct? Mango, our eye just straight goes into the mango. Try to look for where the mango is. You don't start looking at the root. Now trunk like this, oh, the branches are here, twigs are here, leaves are here, branches are here's a mango. Now our eyes go straight into mango. Because what are we looking for in the mango? A mango in the tree? That's what we are looking for. Simple. I know what I'm looking for. That's mango. Therefore, that's what I'm going to look for. That's what I need. That's what I'm going to get. Therefore, Nigamat kalpataror ghalitam palam sukamukad amritam dhruva samyuktam vibhata bhagavatam rasamalayam. This great Srimad Bhagavatam is greater than the Vedas. This is what we have to understand. It can be said, it is much more greater than Vedas themselves. If we consider the Vedas to be like a tree, Vedic tree, and Srimad Bhagavatam is a fruit, phalam is fruit. And we have just now saw what we are looking for in the mango tree is mango. That's all. That's all we need. Then one might think that if you're saying that mango is greater, the Bhagavatam is greater, that means are we putting Vedas down? At any given point of time, if myself, I am saying, or anyone is saying, Vedas are lower, then we should understand that this person, what we are hearing is not authorized. It is not correct. Because Vedas can never be lower. Cannot be spoken like that. For example, if I am saying, this mango is so sweet, so juicy, so nice, right? Then the first question I'm going to ask you is, right, I come to your house, Divya Darshini, and you're offering me a mango, and then I'm eating a mango, and I'm going to ask, when the mango tastes really very good, what I'm going to ask you? Don't tell me, I might ask a second mango. I might keep on asking, give me more mango, give me. But ultimately I'm going to leave your house and go. Correct? But I like the mango. So what should I be asking you?
Where did you get the mango?
Clap, 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 clap. Where did you get the mango from? Where did you get the mango from? And if you are a nice person, you will tell us where you got it from. Because there are people, they don't want to reveal. They will not reveal. They will not tell because they always want to have the special thing. You tell to 10 people that shop will be running out of that mango. What will happen to my family? Tomorrow, Sunday I go, Saturday I go. That time I already the message, because you tell one person, we know. One person you tell it. By the time you go to the shop, people would have come from Carbondale, Kansas, different places. They would all came to the shop and already the shop is empty now. No more mangoes. Therefore, I will not tell where I got from. That one type of people. Also, there are some people, you work with and you go and ask them, your food is so nice. Could you please give me recipe? My God, they will give even money to you, but not the recipes. They will not give that secret ingredient that they put in. They may tell, take the pan and put the oil and put the mustard seed and curry leaves and then put the sabji into that and add some green chili and all those things and keep it close and then sabji is, the vegetable is ready, you can eat. And you try the same thing at your home, it doesn't taste the same. Even I went to the same shop to buy the same vegetable and everything, but it doesn't taste the same. And then you call the person, you tell, I did everything the same, but it doesn't taste the same. And that person probably, it requires my touch. Something is missing is my touch. So, if that's the case, I have to bring everyone into my house. For sabji, for paratha, for all, we'll become a shatram. It might be a house. We have to run a different show in our house then. This is what happens. People doesn't reveal recipes, doesn't give the secret of their success. Right? Because people are fearful. If I reveal this ingredient of success in my life, what will happen to me? This person will take over. And what will happen to me? Right? People are fear of everyone. People are literally running out of fear. We're not speaking out externally that I'm afraid of my wife, afraid of my husband, afraid of my children afraid of parents. We don't speak out. Our actions are very clearly says that we are afraid of someone or the other. Because at any given point is, within the family, we are always carrying a time bomb. If you're married, you're been for some time, then you can understand this one, what time bomb means. This time bomb can any time it will blast. We never know what is the triggering point. Therefore, we should understand this. The whole Vedic tree is given, and that fruit, if I say the fruit is good, now you said that my question is going to be, where did you buy the fruit from? So the credit goes to where now? To the store. Now I go to the store and ask, sir, you are such a great person, you are having a wonderful mango. And this person says, I'm getting this wholesale from Dallas. From Dallas, I'm getting this wholesale. That's where. Then you go to the route. One person somewhere in Mexico who doesn't know any language or any business or any of those things. He has a small farm and he is having 10 mango trees and he is cultivating mangoes. And he doesn't even know where his mangoes goes and who is eating, whether it's been appreciated, how much he's getting. No clue. And that person is the one who's supplying. From his farm comes a mango to St. Louis, to all these places. So who's actually cause of this tasty, juicy, attractive, colorful mango then? The farmer. The farmer. Now, I am saying Srimad Bhagavatam is the phalam, then where the credit should go? Where it came from? The tree, and the tree is Vedas. Therefore, it is not putting the Vedas down, it is actually increasing the greatness of Vedas. Increase the greatness of Vedas. Right? If children are very good, where the credit goes? Parents. Okay. Nigama kalpatalor galitam palam sukamukad amritam drava samyuktam. And this mango, so let's focus a few more minutes and we'll close and for today. This mango in the tree is hanging over there. This mango is on the tree, okay? Mango is on the tree. A ripened mango. From somewhere, Shuka means a parrot. A parrot comes. And a parrot comes and sit on this tree next to the mango and start biting and eating this mango. Eating the mango. When it eats that mango, from the top of the tree, falls down. And we are all the receivers of that fallen mango, which is tasted by the parrot, and that parrot is Shukadev Goswami. Shuka is the son of Vedavyasa. So it's been touched, the Srimad Bhagavatam has been touched by the lips, coming from the lotus mouth of Shukadev Goswami. Sukha Mukad, Mukha means mouth, Mukad, Amritam, nectarian, juicy, nothing else. And this mango, interestingly, does not even have a seed in it. You don't need to have to worry about seed. Right? Bibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam. Bibata means that particular fruit is not to be eaten, it has to be. You can, I went to our Narayana Garu's house few years back. He offered me a mango. Usually when you go to a house, the people, it's nice. I was thinking it'd be nice if you invite someone to home, you remove the skins, remove the seed, and slice and give just a mango. And I sat to his house, he gave the full mango to me like this. What is this person? And in front of him, I have to just think, how can you eat like this? I was thinking, why are you doing like this? He can't even take few minutes to cut and give me nicely. Then he also brought another mango in his hand. Now with this mango, like, if you're in India, you can understand what I'm saying. In India, before playing cricket is a game, not a... Right, those who are not from India and they don't understand. Cricket is a game like how we have baseball. Cricket is a game. And we can have a separate class. Experts are here. We can give about what cricket game means. So I'm not good in that. So, the bowler who's having the ball, before bowling it, he takes the ball, and spits on the ball, and literally spits on the ball, and he just goes on and on and on and on and on. I don't know what he does. On his pant, rubs the ball in all directions, and then he again says, "Choo!" Again he does that. Now the ball is ready, which is a very nice ball. And the same ball, another bowler is going to do the same thing. This is called unity. You don't see caste, country, color different, because everyone spit and use the same ball. You the unity in the sports. Coming back to our topic. Now this ball is like that. Our friend Narayana Prabhu, he took that mango and he did something massage to the mango. He was doing massage. Just imagine, I'm sitting there, I didn't know, and is everything okay with this person? Something is not, something doesn't seem to be there. Then he took that mango and squeezed and started drinking it. He said, he told me, do the same thing. That's when I know there's a type of mango does not have to peel and eat. This is how you have to eat. This mango has just juice in it. You just have to press it and put in your mouth. You can just drink it. Only one time he gave me that mango, 2 years back. After that, I never saw that mango again in my life. Anyway, so Bibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muguraho Bhuvi Rasika Bhuvi Bhavukaha. So this Srimad Bhagavatam is like that mango. You just not have to eat, drink it. Bibata Bhagavatam. Rasamalayam is only taste, only rasam. Nectarian taste, high level, high grade taste. Who can drink this one? As the last line says, Rasamalayam Rasika Bhuvi Bhavukaha. Rasika Bhuvi Bhav. Only those who people have the bhav, the mood of rasika, who has the mood of appreciating certain things. Therefore, it is very, very important. We'll be finishing now. It's very important that we understand who can appreciate Srimad Bhagavatam is who has within themselves a rasika bhava. Rasika bhava means who can see things in a different way, appreciative way and enjoyable way and see artistic way. Only those people are qualified or able to appreciate what Srimad Bhagavatam, and not anyone and everyone can understand. Rasika bhuvi, mugurahu rasika bhuvi bhavukaha. Bhuvi, the term bhuvi means, and that rasikas is told here, where are those rasikas? Bhuvi. Bhuvi means in this earth alone. They are only present in this earth. Those rasikas who can appreciate Srimad Bhagavatam in that bhava, in that mood. Rasika bhuvi bhavukaha. Nihama kalpataror ghalitam phalam sukhamukadamritam driva samyatam bibata bhagavatam rasamalayam muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavukaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srimad Bhagavatam ki. So this is the 3 slokas as an introduction slokas given in Srimad Bhagavatam, glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. So we'll continue with our 4th sloka from next class. So patiently wait until we go through these introductions from the Srimad Bhagavatam, and as we go through, next things are coming up of how the story starts, why the story starts, from where it starts. It starts from Mahabharata. Mahabharata, where it got ended, and that's where Srimad Bhagavatam starts. So it's a continuation of Mahabharata to Srimad Bhagavatam. Those who doesn't know Mahabharata, don't worry. We can go through in our next class real quickly when we come to that point. What's Mahabharata? And we'll connect that to the story of Ashwatthama, Dronacharya's son. That's how the story is going to start.
Question is, when you were giving this example of this mango tree, so I was trying to in my mind, I was thinking, where does Srimad Bhagavad Gita come? Does that come like the principles of living, the principles that got this nectar into this
So we'll talk about this next class, because this is the same question Vyasadev is asking to Narada Muni. Narada Muni, he will ask the same question before compiling Srimad Bhagavatam. And who's been advised by Narada Muni, encourage him to write Srimad Bhagavatam. So why Srimad Bhagavatam? That is also a chapter itself. 3 chapters are there coming up on this particular question. Any other questions or suggestions? So what we really saw today, if children you have taken notes, make a bullet points and share it with everyone we can share. Okay? First sloka, Janmadhyasya. Second sloka, Dharma Prochita Kaitavo Nirmatsaranam Satam. The third sloka, Nihama Kalpataro Galitam Palam Sukhamukad. The first sloka talks about God, who that God is, how he is cause of all causes, everything, how he is the one who has imparted the knowledge into the heart of Brahmaji. From there, Brahma took over and continued the secondary creation. And even the great sages and rishis are confused to understand this God, who can be easily understood by Srimad Bhagavatam. And that Srimad Bhagavatam, when we hear, the same Lord comes into our heart. And to him, Dhimahi, I meditate on the Supreme Lord. And the whole Vedic system can be rejected on the basis of accepting Srimad Bhagavatam. And that by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, tapatrayon moolanam, all the tapatraya, the problems of our life can be handled very easily. Very easily. And why? Because this is a phalam, this is a fruit of Vedic literature. Because the Vedas gives a lot of information, and we'll continue on this particular thing from the next class, what the information is given and how the Srimad Bhagavatam is phalam of all the Vedic instruction. Hare Krishna. Thank you all very much.